everyone, and welcome back to In the Greenhouse, the relaxing little behind-the-scenes series here with Seri, as we look at our beautiful plants and we talk about what's going on in the community. Oh, I'm so excited. So let's hop right in. And those little weird cactus things, well, we didn't know they were going to be a cactus. We just saw this weird little seed, and it has grown into this fascinating cactus with all the little anthuriums. Oh, I'm so excited. Well, we know we've got one of their seeds, but let's get a purebred strain just to be sure. But yes, so I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It's been a very interesting day for me. I haven't been feeling my best, but that is just because in the autumn, the colds start coming out. So it's more of an excuse to drink lots and lots of delicious orange juice than anything else. So you can stay nice and healthy. Let's see. Ooh, Mellow Weeper. Mellow Weeper, I want you to make more Mellow Weepers. More Weepers. Ah! Whoops. Well, that was an unintentional cross-pollination. Maybe it'll turn into something interesting, so we'll just let that happen. That's fine. But yes, so let's see. Let me just water these guys a little bit and till a pear cactus. We're just going to kind of mix a few different plants, and I'm going to get to your guys' amazing questions. I hope you're having an awesome day and you've been up to some fun adventures. Because I am getting ready to go on some adventures. My parents are coming soon and I am very excited. I'm going to be hanging out with them, going on a little vacation as I've talked about in a couple of our past greenhouse episodes. And I really hope that I did a good job and that you guys have content to watch while I am gone, because I really want to give full attention to my parents. So I'm going to be working hard. Alright. And before we settle in for some questions, let's go ahead and take one of these interesting ball cactuses and see what happens if we smack it with the little organic, like the little genetic changer. Woo! A Venus ball cactus! Beautiful! Alright, so we're getting some interesting ball cactuses. Let's breed that Venus ball cactus to get some of its seeds. And then go ahead and jump into the nursery. There we go. Because you guys, as usual, have some really insightful, interesting, fun questions. And of course, I do have my usual number one question: what is my favorite animal? Asked from several different people, so thank you guys for checking in with that today, because it changes on a day-to-day basis since I have such a hard time picking favorite animals. But I would have to say that right now one of my favorite animals is probably the hummingbird. I've been doing a little bit of research about hummingbirds in preparation of National Hummingbird and Butterfly Day, and I want to do another Zoo Bites, I'm hoping, focusing on hummingbirds and butterflies and pollinators. And there was actually a news article out recently that the swarm of monarch butterflies coming down from Canada, headed south through Missouri, set off the weather, like the weather sensors that usually are looking for clouds and things like that, because there were so many of them. And that was great for me, because I've heard that it's been a very difficult year for the monarch butterfly, and butterflies are actually very, very important pollinators, and we're going to hopefully be talking about that on our Zoo Bites episode. I really want to try to touch on how important it is to have our different pollinators taking care of all of our flowers. Not everyone can be like we are and run from plant to plant spreading the pollen. A lot of these plants need to have some sort of active pollinator, and it can be beetles, it can be like butterflies, sometimes birds, such as the hummingbird or other birds, often bumblebees. You guys have probably, hopefully by now, all heard about the bee crisis, which is still a big concern, but thankfully it sounds like things are calming down a little bit in some areas with the bees. A particular fungus that was wiping out some of the colonies and causing colony collapse has calmed down a little bit. And there are some other bees making a comeback, and more people are aware, which is always very important. So I'm hoping that'll help in the future. But yeah, we'll talk about different types of pollinators and what they do. Personally, I love the fruit bat. It flies around and pollinates a bunch of fruit trees in the more tropical rainforest. And it has the cutest pictures. You can find some of the cutest pictures of the fruit bat with pollen all over its face. It's adorable. So, oh yeah, so today hummingbirds, probably one of my favorites. They're a lot more violent than I thought too. You think a beautiful hummingbird is just a nice little jeweled animal, but actually they're exceptionally aggressive, especially about their territory. But they're very, very, very aggressive birds because they're quite worried about getting enough nectar. They need to drink like something like 2 to 3 times their body weight in nectar a day just to stay alive. Their heart beats insanely fast in order to keep up with the production that they need with their metabolism and how fast they fly. And so they have to eat a lot of calories to keep up with that, and that means a lot of nectar from their flowers. And so a hummingbird will develop its own little garden zone where it will defend its territory of flowers very, very aggressively against any intruders, especially other hummingbirds. And actually this summer I was up in the mountains in a flower garden, no less, minding my own business, eating my lunch, and like these hummingbirds showed up, and at first I was like, oh, they're so beautiful, and I thought they were coming for the hummingbird feeder, and they were just flying and zipping right over my head, and they were fighting with each other. I could hear them as their beaks clacked against each other like little swords, and it totally stunned me. I thought they were like calm, peaceful, cute little birds, kind of like my finches, and no, these guys were pretty darn intent on doing their best to take each other out. So they were totally distracted. They could have cared less that I was even there, which was really very interesting, to be honest. Wow, this is a very old cactus, 965. I'm glad that these guys are still alive, jeez. But yeah, so they just started fighting and knocking each other around because they were fighting over who got to drink and have territory of the little, there we go, set that for sale, of the hummingbird feeder that was nearby. So yeah, I totally didn't know that, but yeah, hummingbirds are super duper aggressive. So there's an interesting fact for you. We'll be learning some more about them as we get going. Alright, we'll do that. Let's just sell that cactus. I don't really need the pipe cactuses around. Goodbye, little cactus. Goodbye, other little cactus. Hopefully someone will take you home. But yeah, so, oh, and then Sebastian asked, what are my favorite mods in zoo crafting? And that's a great question. My favorite mods are definitely doggy talents, because I need Lily and Tate there as my companions. And then it's definitely Mo Creatures, because without Mo Creatures I wouldn't be able to do what I do with our zoo crafting series. I love Tropicraft and Rianne's Penguin and Chococraft for the same reasons, because they all add very unique mobs. Oh, and Twilight Forest adds some great unique mobs that help us build up our zoo world into what it is today, and I love it. And then, let's see, oh, Pam's Harvest Craft. I would be so bored without Pam's Harvest Craft because I love all the cooking. But on that note, if I didn't have Plant Mega Pack, I don't think I could even play anymore. I love Plant Mega Pack. It just adds so much to the world. It's just amazing how many plants spread out and are created. It's really quite wonderful. But yeah, Plant Mega Pack, Doggy Talents, all of the... Oh, and the Mine Factory Reloaded. I would go nuts if I did not have access to those safari nets. I really need those safari nets to do what we do. It's so much better. I still remember in our first part of our zoo crafting series when we were in the old world, and I would have to drag a goat halfway across the world by a lead. It was miserable. It would take me like 45 minutes. I would just like get off camera and glare at this goat, and then the lead would break and you'd have to go back and put the lead back on the goat. It was awful. I hated it. I am so happy that we have safari nets to handle those things now. So those are probably my favorite mods in zoo crafting, but I would love to know what you guys love the most. Oh, and Biomes of Plenty. Really, all of the mods that we use are my favorite mods, either because I loved them before we put them onto our group server, or because I fell in love with them after we got them. Like, I did not expect to enjoy Twilight Forest as much as I do, thanks to Calf. He really insisted on Twilight Forest and on Tinker's Construct, and I'm really happy with both those mods now. I think they've added a lot to the game. Let's see, but yeah, let me know what your guys' favorite mods are from our mod series, even if you're not using them. I would just love to know what you think is the coolest, what you would love us to explore a little bit more. I've been thinking about messing more with Tinker's Construct lately, because I think that would be pretty neat, just to see what kind of different tools we could create, maybe build up a little tool and weapon armory. I think that would be kind of fun. So yeah, let's see. Oh, yay, finally! I was worried that cactus was never gonna sell. I mean, it's only $20. Come on, guys. That's a beautiful citrus cactus. But let's see. Oh, and then Mandy mentioned, wouldn't it be cool if you could set up a wildlife cam on Minecraft? And that just blew my mind. I thought that was the best idea ever. Just like, you know, they do those live cams all the time on fish tanks or on beaches or on panda exhibits. And so I thought that was a really cute idea of just doing a wildlife cam on our Minecraft or Zoo Tycoon 2 world. So you might be seeing some like just relaxing little interesting videos focusing on those kinds of things coming up. Because I think that would be really, really fun. So thank you so much for that idea, Mandy. That's definitely something that we're going to be looking into. And then let's see. You guys asked so many dinosaur and extinct animal questions, and it's so hard for me to answer because I know so few of them. But that's definitely, especially as we dive deeper into the fossils and archaeology mod, something I'm going to be working harder on is trying to learn more about the dinosaurs and more about prehistoric life. So I hope that helps. And I really don't think we're going to sell that cactus for as much as I have it priced at because it started as like a $40 cactus. So let's go ahead and take care of that little one. Ooh, wow, look at these. Really cool spotted looking ones. Oh, that's neat. All right, and I think we have enough of the mellow weeper. Oh, it's growing a new mellow weeper. Good. Oh, that makes me so excited. I love, oh, and my mums are starting to bloom. I am so excited. I cannot wait for my parents to come visit and see my mums. Wow, that plant's worth a lot of money. We're gonna raise that up to 200 so I notice. Wow, come on, little, oh, that's just because it's producing a copy of itself. You silly Venus fan leaf, getting me all excited about nothing like that. There we go, and we'll sell that one. And we'll sell this one. Ooh, and a butterfly. Come here, butterfly, I gotcha. But yeah, I know very little about extinct plants and animals, and I feel so bad because so many of you are into dinosaurs, really, really into dinosaurs. So I'm gonna be trying to learn a little bit more. For sure. I already am. I'm enrolled in Dino 101 and I haven't really had the time because I've been so busy producing new content and just trying to get ready for my parents to visit and getting the Etsy store and the website and everything going that I haven't really had the time to keep up with the lessons on the Coursera website, but I have printed them off and I read them in my downtime and like underline and make little notes. Oh, hey, this sounds interesting. I want to look more into this, like the different types of teeth that different dinosaurs had, that they had air sacs. Many dinosaurs had air sacs like modern birds to help their bulk be lighter than what we would think it would be. So I love learning about those things, and thank you guys so much for encouraging me to learn more about dinosaurs, and I hope I can encourage you guys to learn more about our modern world and the conservation efforts that it really needs help with. Because it could use all the help we can get, you know? Alright, so let's see. Yep, more dinosaur questions. There's a few I'm holding back on. Ooh, and Alex asks, do you have a bucket list? Is there anything you'd be willing to share with us? And actually, I don't. And the only thing I really had on my bucket list was like pay off my student loans and walk through an aquarium that had a walk-through aquarium tunnel in it. And I've done the walk-through aquarium thing, and I've kind of come to terms with that my student loans will take a long time. And you know, and then I thought, you know, that's a sad thing to have on your bucket list. I don't care about the student loans being on my bucket list. I want more stuff like taking my family to Yellowstone or watching my mom get to swim with dolphins. Or I want things like having my gecko tanks all tripped out so that they're amazing, or seeing my finches be bred to the level where they could be considered showbirds because they're very beautiful, or having my own aviary for my finches, or making like more crafts every day, spending some more time working on different clay crafts every day. So thank you, Alex, because I haven't really thought about my bucket list in a long time in those kinds of terms. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time coming up with things to put on my bucket list. And I would really love if you guys have anything on your bucket list, if you could share them with me, because that would really help me generate some more ideas, think outside of the box when it comes to thinking of things that you want to do with your life, you know? Oh yay, we sold so many things. I mean, and some of the things you just cannot predict. Like if someone had told me a couple years ago, oh, did you know that you'll be doing YouTube full time and teaching thousands of people about different plants and animals every day? I would have said, what? what? I wouldn't even have understood what they were trying to tell me. It would have been too much of a foreign concept. So, you know, that's kind of the thing. I think it's less specific items on my bucket list, really, and more just wanting to make sure that I'm open to adventure and new experiences. So I think that's more the thing for me, is that it's less like I have specific things I want to see on my bucket list, and more like I just want to make sure I keep an amazing open mind that allows me to live life to the fullest. So that's more my bucket list. If I have to pick anything, be willing to be open to new experiences and do my best at everything that I try, and accept that that means that sometimes it won't be a success. And that's the other thing that I'm really glad for, that as I get older, because I was such a perfectionist and still am, is that you learn to let go a little bit and just accept the way that your skills, it's like rolling some dice. Some of your skills are going to be very low rolls and some of them will be very high. And yeah, you should try to improve yourself if you want to, but you shouldn't beat yourself up along the way. That's not going to help you get any better. So I'm really glad that I'm getting to that point in my life, because I was one of those students that had to have A's on everything and be really good at clubs and really good at all my extracurriculars, because you felt like you had to be the best, not because you wanted to beat everyone else out, but because if you didn't do all those things, then you didn't have any worth at all. No matter what you did, it was like you had to be good at everything you did, or else it was all or nothing, you know, or else you weren't worthy of anything at all. So I'm really glad that I'm grown out of that, thanks to the love and support of especially my amazing darling and my great family. So that means a lot, because it's really hard to get away from that kind of perfectionist mentality, especially in our culture, I think. And let's see, a lot of these are really great questions that I want to go into in depth another time, because I need to think about how to fix them, and I need to feel a little bit better. I feel pretty sick right now. So have you heard of the Godzilla series, and if so, which monster from it is your favorite? From Glarn. And yes, I have, except I've only seen one Godzilla movie. It was a major motion picture a few years ago, not even the most recent Godzilla. One where, like, it was a female and she laid eggs and they hatched, and I enjoyed it. It was a thriller, definitely very spooky, but I thought that it was pretty cool because it dealt with a giant reptile that was like bigger than the skyscrapers in New York or Manhattan or wherever she pulled herself out of the sea and started wrecking the American city that she arrived in. So I enjoyed that, but I actually wasn't aware until pretty recently that there was a whole series behind Godzilla with multiple monsters. I thought it was just like remakes of the same dinosaur thing coming out of the sea and destroying everything. So I can't really say anything more specific about like what kind of monsters I would like from the series, because I've only seen the one movie, but I did like it. And if I could be any mythical creature, which one would you be? Very good question. I'd probably pick a dryad. There we go, dryad, just because I would love to be outside and in the trees all day. Like literally a tree too. I think that would be kind of fun. In a lot of ways, like some people get bored if they see the same tree every day, but I don't know, I think it'd be okay to be a tree, because you get to watch the world change around you, and you know very intimately your area, and a lot of stuff goes on in trees. There's squirrels and birds and bugs and mushrooms growing around your roots, and people coming by and walking under you, and like different animals building nests in you, and you have leaves, and then the leaves fall down and you get new leaves, and sometimes you put down seeds. So I think that there could be a lot to be done in the life of a tree, so I wouldn't mind being a dryad. I think it'd be okay, especially if I could move around a little bit, so then I'm not permanently stuck into that one little area, and especially if I could have a really cool mythical magical tree. I think that would be fun. But alright everybody, I'm going to see if anyone will ever take this overpriced Venus fan leaf home, and I will catch up with you guys later. So I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I will see you back here in the greenhouse later. Bye bye!